Good morning. How are y'all this morning? It's a cloudy Monday here. We had a lot of rain yesterday here in Northeast Louisiana. I'm not sure what your weather's been like, but I know some people have had some storms come through. I hope everyone is safe and good today. Sorry, y'all, I'm adjusting my light here. I don't want to look like I'm in the shadow. I was on a Zoom the other day, which was also broadcast on a Facebook Live, and I've laughed about that since then. We had some weather come through. I think it was last Tuesday, and the power went out, and I was in the middle of talking to my mentor. It was quite a handful of us on the call, but I was in the middle of telling her something that had happened, and the power went out. And so I had to, internet won't work. So I had to get on my phone and do I tethered, or I did a hotspot on my phone. And so when I came back on, I looked like, I mean, this whole room was dark. It was because it was dark outside. It was dark in here, and all you could see was my face. It was so funny. I mean, I kind of looked like I was holding the flashlight up under my face. But anyway, sorry about that. You saw that the title is Mindset and Meandering on a Monday, and that's it. I may meander some today. I didn't actually plan what I was going to come out here and say. Just have a lot on my heart. I wasn't here on Thursday or Friday. I told you I wouldn't be here on Thursday. And Friday, I got up. I was actually sick Friday. And so I didn't do anything Friday, nothing at all. And I'm going through a training right now that my mentor offered. It's called The Big Think, and it is so powerful. And I'm going to just tell you what can happen sometimes when you do that. When you decide to shift your mindset, when you decide to make changes in your life, you're going to come up against a wall. I'm just going to tell you, you're going to come up against opposition because the world doesn't want you to change. Satan doesn't want you to change. You know, I believe that the changes that are coming through my life are of God. They're God-given. These opportunities that are coming into my life are strictly from God. I believe that, and you'll never get me to believe any other way. But when that happens, you're going to have setbacks. Okay, you're going to have to learn how to handle them. I stepped away, Friday, not just Friday. Good morning, Kim. I stepped away for a couple of days. I didn't do anything all weekend. I thought I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, and I didn't. I literally stepped back and just gave myself a little bit of time to breathe, and I'm ready to get going again. So that's the thing. When a setback comes, when your mindset gets challenged, when you're trying to change and your mindset is challenging you, the world's challenging you, your own self. I can blame a lot of it on Satan, but it's me. It's my mindset. And what happens is your mind's going to say, nope, we don't want to do that. You haven't done that before. You haven't been doing it that way. This doesn't feel right. And when you get that, you need to know it's time to dig in and do it. It's time to go through with that, because this little thing we have up here, our brain, where our minds, emotions, where they sit, it's going to try to derail you when you haven't been doing these things. So what I wanted to do today was just encourage you. If you've decided it's time to change, if you've decided it's time for a wake up and to get things different in your life, stick with it. If you need help, reach out to me. Y'all know I'm a life coach. I serve as a mentor for a few people, and that's what I do. And just because I've had a setback doesn't mean I don't know how to help you with a setback. That helps me know that much more how to do it. You'll hear me say many, many times, coaches need coaches. Okay, I need a coach just as much as you need a coach. I have a friend that I just love her to death. She's someone I'm mentoring. We're in something together, and she said this past week, that when she would hear someone say life coach, she'd be like, "You don't need a life coach. It's life. Just do it." And so she's coming to realize that yes, you do. We're going to, and especially in this day and time, this last year was awful for a lot of people. Um, and we don't know what to do when we come up against these roadblocks. And you need someone to help you think a little differently. You've been pre-programmed, firmly believe. Maybe not. Let's change that. You haven't been pre-programmed. You've been conditioned. Good morning, Heather. You've been conditioned to think a certain way. And so when you try to change the way you're thinking, your mind is going to go, oh, no, sweetie, we're not doing that. And you're going to come up against those roadblocks. Those roadblocks are yours. No one is giving those to you but you. And you need to know how to get over them. So whether you're a coach, whether you're a mentor, no matter what you are, you need someone to help you through that. If you do not have the strength and the wherewithal to do it yourself, you're going to need help. Again, coaches need coaches. I need a coach. And I have to have people. I had someone last week tell me, and she had no idea that I tend to obsess about certain things. And something happened, and she said, you don't need to let that become a roadblock for you. You know, you're doing what you need to do. You don't need to let that become a roadblock. And, I was just like, oh, I said, thank you so much. I needed to hear that. I needed to hear that so I can release that. But, again, when you get to that place of you're wanting to change and you make those steps to change, okay, you're going to hit roadblocks. If the roadblocks are simply your roadblocks, there may be other people can throw them up. It may be someone in your house. It could be a friend. I actually listened to a live on this morning, and I thought it was very interesting that, when the people that are in your life don't grow with you. My mentor had this live just a few minutes ago. And it's going to happen, but most of your roadblocks are from your mind. They're strictly strongholds in your mind, and you need to learn how to get over them. So when you're heading in the right direction and your mind just goes, nope, not going there. And so you don't do what you're supposed to do. So in this program in this training I'm in, I read something every day, 20 times a day. It's an affirmation, something I wrote down, what I want my future to look like. And I've written this down and I'm reading it every day. So what happened Thursday? I just didn't read it. Didn't read it, not even once. Haven't read it since then. So I got it out this morning and I'm like, that was a roadblock. My mind was saying, this is too much trouble. You're not going to follow through with this. So why do it? Just leave it alone. It's too much trouble. You set that timer every 45 minutes. You read this. That's too much trouble. You know what? I am not too much trouble. You're not too much trouble. If you're wanting to change, if you're wanting a better life, if you're wanting to live your best life, it's worth it. Do the work. When that roadblock comes, you get up and you get over it. You step up. Speed bumps. Maybe think of it as a speed bump. When a speed bump comes, you may need to slow down a little bit, but don't stop. Keep going. Keep going. You're on the right path when that happens. Yes, Heather, everyone needs accountability and encouragement. And yeah, we're all on our own path. We're not going to grow at the same time. We're not. But, I mentioned in this live, I commented on it, that I keep my husband on top of everything I'm doing. I'm like, okay, now this is what I learned today. What do you think about this? We talk about it. So he's not in the dark. Don't keep your significant others, your family, your spouse. Don't keep them in the dark about what's going on in your life. Share with them where you're growing. Share with them what's going on. And you know what? They're going to become your biggest cheerleaders if they're not already. Michael's behind me 100%. Every time I talk about something, and I'll bring up a training that I think is great. He says, are you going to get it? Are you going to get it? Because he sees the changes in me, but he's not just seeing it at a distance. We're talking about it. We talk a lot. We're talking about these changes. We're talking about what's happening in my life, and we're sharing with each other, and we're loving through it. And if he doesn't agree, we talk about it. We talk it out. And I can tell you what happens if he comes back and says, whatever. He just does this. My hackles come up because, hey, I'm going to stand behind what I'm doing. I know it's right. Well, you know what? I have to talk that down. I have to breathe, step back. And remember, I've said before, respond, don't react. And that's what I do. Well, why do you think that? What about this don't you like? You know what? He may actually be giving me good advice. Just because he's not on my path, just because he's not taking the same training I'm taking, he's on my path. Let me say that. We're walking this together. But just because he's not in the training I'm in doesn't mean that he doesn't have good advice for me. We're partners. We walk this together. And I have to listen to what he says because it can keep me from falling in a pit. So I do listen to what he says. And if I think that maybe he's not hearing me right, sometimes that's what it is. Or if he doesn't really understand exactly what I'm saying, then we talk through it. So include those in your family. Include those in your life. I do this with my daughter. Y'all, she's just as much a cheerleader for me as my husband is. They both stand behind me. They both cheer me on. But I tell them sometimes, I say, I know I'm boring you. I know I'm boring you with all this. And bless them, they say, no, you're not. I know I am. Don't tell them I said that, but I know I am. But, because I get excited. Y'all see, I'm a whole lot more passionate right now than I was when I started. But this is what I'm here to do. I'm here to teach you how to find your purpose. And how can I do that if I'm not walking in mine? So today, what I wanted you to get out of this is, again, there's a lot of meandering. I've been all over the place. But what I want you to get out of this today is that when you start to change, when you start to get your mindset headed in the right direction, headed where you need to go, you're going to hit speed bumps, roadblocks, whatever. Most of the time, those are from you. They are your speed bumps. They're your roadblocks. And if that's where it's coming from, you need to just slow down a little bit and get over it, go around it, whatever you need to do, and stay on the path you're on. Sometimes they're going to be thrown up by people you love. Make sure you're communicating with them. Make sure you're loving on them. You're keeping them up to date with what you're doing, up to date with what's going on. Make sure they know what you're doing in your life. You've got to include them. You have to. If you don't, either you're going to quit doing what you're doing or you're going to quit on them. Neither one of those is the right thing. So keep them in the loop with what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. Get over those roadblocks. And you know what? If it's someone out here that throws you a roadblock, love them, bless them, and move on. Okay? I'm serious. If it's someone outside of your inner circle, someone outside of your family, love them, bless them, and keep going. Okay? It's not their future. It's your future. It's your future that you're working to improve, and your family's future you're working to improve. Okay, I think that's it. I love y'all so much. I will be back tomorrow. Let me see. Tomorrow, I think, oh goodness, I forgot what we're going to be talking about. It'll be one of the 7 F's of ULA. So I will be back with that tomorrow. And this week, we have a full week. I have someone I'm interviewing Friday. So I love y'all. Have a blessed day, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye.